Tell me your story. What got you here?
Oh, there you are. Um, I thought you might ask that.
Yeah, it's the same
You just shut
questions.
it's the same questions. Um, oh, sorry, I can't shut the door. I'm at a friend's house, so
Okay.
yeah. Well, I feel like like I had a really sort of abusive life, and the main thing that's sort of bothering me at the moment is that I've just made so many mistakes, and messed up my children's lives. I really feel like I have, and I know that to some extent I really have. And what I'm really struggling with is dealing with it. And I also find that I've had moments listening to you and some of the other people that speak on non-duality. And it seems to be when I'm just making the most progress with that, or I feel like I've really got it, that then I start to get plagued by these incessant, repetitive thoughts, which are very upsetting, um, that I can't seem to manage. I don't know how to deal with it. And I'm wondering if it's connected, if it's like my personality starts to um, try to reassert itself. I don't know.
What have you listened to in the past, and what in seeking?
Um, yeah, I don't remember all their names. I think Tony Parsons was my favourite. Um, another Irish guy, Kenneth, I think,
Okay. Yeah.
and Fred Davis. Um, yeah, maybe a couple of others.
Okay.
And I've been watching your videos as well.
Okay.
But
All right.
I'm just really struggling with knowing that there's no one here, but at the same time being absolutely tormented by my own thoughts.
Yeah.
And I know
What?
their thoughts, and I know their thoughts, but I don't know how to. I don't.
Yeah.
They're just kind of torturing me.
Well, there's no one
Yeah,
here. It's also just another thought.
yeah, I know. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
That becomes a
That's why I've
belief.
been thinking. Yeah, that's why I've been thinking lately that oh, I don't know, maybe this isn't going to help because yeah,
Well, what do you believe at
I
this
just
very moment? What do you believe at this very
um
moment? If you can't go to the past or the future.
yeah, I thought you might say that as well.
Yeah, it's okay.
um, yeah. Uh, the thing is, though, I can go to the past and the future. That's the thing. I can.
No, no, just at this moment. What do you believe at this very moment? Forget about the past and the future at this moment. Just what do you believe in this very moment?
That I can go to the past. I believe that.
Okay.
And I also believe I can go to the future.
Okay. What are you without
Yeah.
that belief?
Ah, I think I'd feel very free without, oh, I would be very free without that belief.
Yeah.
There wouldn't be, yeah,
Okay. So what if
yeah,
the that I can go to the past or the future is just a belief, and behind that belief is just another belief?
yeah.
So what are you without any beliefs?
Um, well, that's the thing that we can't answer, isn't it?
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah,
So what's between a belief and a non-belief?
yeah, nothing.
Nothing. Yeah. What's
There's
between
nothing.
a me or a no me?
Yeah,
And it goes into that almost like a silence, because we can't figure it out,
yeah.
right?
No, it
So,
can't. No,
yeah.
no.
So, what if this
Yeah,
silence or this emptiness doesn't have a past or future? What if you can't go to the next?
but it can, and it does all the time.
That's just a thought.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, yeah. What are you without that belief? Go back into that again.
See, the thing is, I don't really want to let go of that belief because
What if that's just another belief?
yeah,
It
I
is.
don't let go of any of them. I just
What
want to believe
what
it
if
all so
yeah,
that I can,
what if you don't have
yeah,
what if just another belief and that's just really empty? Because that belief completely disappears when you're not thinking.
it does, but all
Yeah.
the damage and mayhem doesn't disappear, does it? Even if I'm not thinking about it, it's still
Well,
there.
if what if it's just a thought again? What are you without thoughts? Let's just go there.
Um,
Because you went into that silence for a brief moment and then you came up with
yeah,
another thought. Yeah.
yeah. I seem to go into the silence and then I don't know, the thoughts just seem to get a lot worse.
Okay, what if you go into that silence, for example, what's between a belief and a non-belief? What's there?
Um, yeah, I can't answer. I
Okay,
don't
so what
know.
if you can't go to the past and there's no next? Then what's here? So there's something very direct
Mm,
here that the thoughts can't
yeah,
really touch, right?
right.
And then
But
this
can
and
you,
this
I mean,
just a second. It is very
yeah,
direct
okay.
directness. If you can go to the past or the future, it's always here. But
Yeah.
seemingly what happens is you try to go back to the past and the future. What if that's irrelevant?
Uh, doesn't seem to be irrelevant.
Well, that's just another belief. Let's go back again. What are you without that belief? It's almost like you have an addiction to your belief in your thoughts, right? So what if we make it all irrelevant at this moment?
Yeah, that'll
Yeah.
be good.
Yeah. This is what people do in my one-ones, right? So what are you without your
Yeah,
beliefs?
I know. I know that you always say that.
Yeah, yeah. I'm asking you directly right now.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I don't know. I wouldn't
Yeah.
even be
So what if
anything
what
really.
if the I don't know is actually is just empty because you don't know?
Yeah,
What if the knowing is just all just illusions, the past and the future? What if you can go to the past and the future right now and all that there is I don't know?
yeah.
Isn't that so much more peaceful?
It is, but
Yeah.
it doesn't.
Okay. Just a second.
It doesn't last. That's the
No, no, no.
thing.
You go to the future again. What if you can't go to the
Yeah.
future? Yeah.
Mm.
So you're already jeopardizing it, but what if it doesn't last, right? What if you can go there's no future really. There's no
Oh no,
next.
not really.
Not really.
Not
No, there's no
really.
next. Yeah. There's no next. It's
Yeah,
just
not
thought. What
really.
if all
But
thoughts are relevant at this moment?
mm,
Yeah. Then what's wrong with
yeah.
right now if you can go to the past or the future?
There's never anything wrong with right now.
Okay, good.
Very rarely.
But it's always right now.
Occasionally there is,
Just a
but
second. But
generally
it's
there's not.
always right now. You're trying to
Yeah.
formulate again, saying, sorry if I'm being blunt with you. I know that you've been seeking for a long time, right? So what is it? What's wrong with it right now?
Yeah, there's normally there's not anything wrong with right now. Sometimes there is, but generally not.
I'm just talking about right now, not about not
Yeah.
the past right now, just right now.
Oh,
Yeah.
oh, right now.
Yeah. Yeah. There's nothing wrong right now.
Well, well, yeah, but I'm getting frustrated with you right now.
Okay. How come?
Hey,
How come?
um, I don't know. I just want a way of.
And I'm trying to be really direct, but you keep on going to the past or the future. That's why I'm getting
Well,
frustrated. Yeah.
I want a way of stopping stopping these thoughts.
I know, but there's no thoughts in the right now. That's what I'm trying to point out.
Yeah,
When you try to go to the past or future, I cut you off so that you can just stay in the right now. And that's what I'm trying to do.
I know. I
Yeah.
know. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, yeah. But I
Yeah.
can't talk to you for the rest of my life.
Again, you go to the future again.
Yeah,
Yeah. See how fast it goes? Yeah. There's many people that I don't talk to 24/7, and they're fine because they're in
That you
there right
don't
now.
talk to.
Yeah, I don't talk to you.
Yeah, well, how do they stay there?
I'm trying to express it to you right now.
Okay.
Yeah, because all you really have is thoughts. Without your thoughts, what are you?
I don't know.
Exactly.
I
Go.
wouldn't even be, well, I wouldn't be the person I think I am.
Perfect. What if you're not your thoughts? What if thoughts are just a way of controlling? What if you don't have any control?
Yeah.
It's
I
nice
know
to,
it
it's
wouldn't
nice
be,
to,
it,
it'll be, it's good. It's just right now, just right now. You know what I'm saying? The moment that you go into thought, you go into dream, basically. There's just this awakeness at this moment, right? And it's so simple. It's so clear. If you can go to the past or the future, then there's only this moment. At every moment is like that. There's really no past and future. In each moment, it's just a thought.
well, how do you,
How do I function?
yeah, how do you make plans?
In the moment.
How
In the
do
moment.
you, how do you think ahead to avoid hurting somebody in the future?
I'm always in the present. There's no past, there's no future. So in every moment, there's no one being hurt here. There's very
What
direct.
if you've hurt somebody? What if you hurt someone in the past? Then what would
That's
you
the
do
past.
in the
That's
business?
the past. Yeah. If you see them, you can apologize or not, but it's in the moment. What's the point of keeping going to the past, torturing yourself over and over again with these
Well, there's
thoughts?
no point in it, but I can't seem
Yeah.
to stop doing it.
Right now, there's none at this moment. That's what I'm trying to show you.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to show you that there's just only this. All that there is this. You've heard this so many times. All that there is this. There's no
I've never
past
heard
this.
that before. No,
That's
I
Tony
have.
Parsons. So there's no past and there's no future. Just it's only
Yeah.
this moment. This
Mm.
moment. And this moment doesn't have a past or a future. It doesn't.
Yeah.
There's clarity
Mm.
here. There's directness here. There's
Yeah.
immediacy. Yeah. And there's silence.
Mm.
Thoughts might come from the past or future. They're irrelevant because the only thing that you have is this moment. Suffering is in the past. Anxiety is in the future. But there's no past
Yeah.
or future at this moment. It's just thought.
Yeah.
It's just a loop that
Yeah.
keeps on going and going in circle, right? And
Yeah.
that's what the suffering is.
It is.
Yeah. And
Mm.
this is not about even
Oh, yeah.
knowing. This is the I don't know. Because knowing will
Mm.
just take you to the past or the future. So knowing is irrelevant at this moment, even.
Mm.
There's just this directness. That's basically it. The
Mm.
past and the future irrelevant again. It will try to come, right? It's almost like you've been trapped in a loop. This is the way out.
Yeah, for
You
sure.
know what I'm saying? This is the way you're out already. If you ride that loop again about the past or future, we'll just be suffering.
Yeah, I know that. There,
Yeah.
there's a there's a
How about
part
how
of
about
my ego or
how about let's
personality that
let's just let's
wants
just
to
stop
do
the
it.
knowing. Just stop the knowing because
Yeah.
knowing is
Okay.
irrelevant. Sorry if I'm interrupting you because that's what I do
That's all
though.
right.
For
I
this to be
know.
effective, I have to interrupt that thought pattern, right? What ego? What's between ego or no ego? It's just a thought.
Yeah.
There's no such thing as ego or no
There's
ego.
no such thing.
Yeah,
Yeah. I know.
yeah. And again, the knowing will get you into more thinking. What if we just admit that I have no idea what this is, but I'm at peace. There's clarity here. There's contentment. If I would
Yeah.
ride that past train, I'd be in depression. I'd be in my bed. That's what I did for quite a while. When I could not find the thought of me, which carries the past and the future, then there was freedom.
Mm.
Then there was, wow, it's just it's just a thought. There's awakeness.
Yeah.
And that's
The
simply
trouble is, though,
okay.
I
You go
can
to the
find that thought.
you keep on going to the past and future again, right?
Yeah. Uh,
I'm doing this out of compassion. Sorry for being tough
I
love,
know. It's okay.
right?
I know. That's right.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Don't go there. You know what I'm saying? Stay in the I don't know. The moment that you see I know, then who is that? It's just a thought. It's irrelevant. The only thing that you have is this moment. There's
Yeah.
authenticity here. There's directness here, not ideas about the past future. That's just insanity. When this first then happened to me, I thought the whole world was crazy. It is. They're
Yeah.
stuck in their thoughts. When there
Yeah.
is this directness here, there's this peace, this freedom, this beautiful, you know, communion with the ineffable, basically. Right? It's just this directness. It's just, you know, um, if I smile all the time, it's because there is just this quietness here. And the thought's just a joke. It's like a prank. Why do I keep on believing a prankster with just thoughts and knowing? Stay here for a bit. It's nice, isn't it? Just not to have any thoughts. Without that train of thoughts, past, future, irrelevant. It will try to come.
Mm. So what do you do when it tries to come?
It's just irrelevant. It's like fly swatting until you don't need it anymore.
Mm.
And it's beautiful, to be honest. It's so good to have peace, right? And the thoughts are not going to bring you it. Being at peace with no matter
No.
what. Yeah.
Mm.
And it's just simple. It's just quietness. There's almost like almost like a hum, like a like a quietness, like a ear ringing.
Yeah, I know. I've heard you say that many
Yeah.
times. Yeah.
If you can go to the past, that's what's here. Yeah. It's like an infinite peace.
Uh, do you think that are you just lucky that you're
No,
able
no, no,
to
no, no,
be
no,
this way now?
no, not at all. I've talked to over like 1,000 people about this already, right? So, and it's
Yeah.
just not me. I can show it directly, right? This is what I'm showing to you directly. It's this simple. There's even people that just watches my one-on-one videos and they click out of it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I kind of felt that it happened as well. Because I
yeah,
listened to quite a few of you. I just
yeah.
listen to them while I'm walking around or whatever. And I was really feeling that as well.
Yeah.
And just but suddenly, or not so suddenly, I don't know, but it just seemed to
Well, you know what?
get derailed.
It derails because you go back into what if every single that's what I'm trying to show you. Every single
Yeah.
thought is just irrelevant, right?
Yeah.
Because you went back into it quite fast.
Yeah. It's like an express train. Just
Yeah,
and I felt like I had no like I didn't have any control of it. These thoughts
exactly.
just
Yeah,
went
yeah,
like this and they were like it's like they were intent
yeah,
on tormenting me.
yeah. But when you go to the express train, then it will just keep on a loop, right? So go in
Yes,
between the
it
loop,
does.
go in the gap, get out,
Mm.
basically, right? What are you without thoughts? What are you without beliefs? What's all thoughts are relevant because the moment that you
Yeah.
believe it, the moment that you think you know, then it goes into this
Yeah.
express thoughts.
Yeah. Mm.
And again, it also doesn't help that the people that we listen to, as speakers or teachers, make it look like that it's so um, lucky for you to get this rare. It's not rare. Every single baby
It's not.
has this. No, Every single baby. This is kind of like your birthright. This is your inherit. This is how you were when you were a baby.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's just back to that. It's not, it's just like your factory setting. This is your reset button. So everyone has this, right? Not just
So
a few
beautiful.
people. And stop believing that there's no one here. That's just a belief. That's just a thought again. Again, what's between me and or no me? What's in
Who
between that?
knows?
Exactly. So anyone that pretends to know or purports that they know is just basically sharing a belief system. It has nothing to do with
Okay.
beliefs. Yeah.
Yeah.
Stop listening to authority figures that think that they know. I have no idea what this is yet. Somehow, I can also show that you have no ideas. And it's so good. It's so humbling not to know, not to get tortured by knowing. There's this quietness. Yeah,
I've just still got this insistent thought screaming at me, telling me, but you do know the mistakes you made. You do know everything you did
that's
wrong.
irrelevant.
What you
Irrelevant.
don't know is how to make up for it.
Irrelevant. 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 What's that going to get you? More thoughts. Irrelevant. So before you go into that express train, you know what? There's no destination, right? It's just peace. Being at peace.
Yeah.
Yeah. Have you been listening to the one-on-ones?
Yeah, quite a
Yeah,
bit.
you
Yeah,
haven't. Okay,
I have.
good.
Uh-huh. That's why I know what you're going to say.
That's okay. You know what? Somehow, you know what? It's even people have heard it like 100 times. There was this person that I was listening to it because I listened to all of your videos twice or 3 times already, all the one-on-ones. And yet when it's direct right here, right? This is really confrontational because it's confronting that the past and the future is irrelevant. There's just
Yeah.
this quietness here or whatever this is, right?
Mm.
Yeah.
I
You
mean,
might think, yeah,
I
go
can
ahead.
accept it's irrelevant
Yeah,
if it's someone else
that's
because
just
it's
a thought.
me.
That's
And
also relevant.
yeah,
So you don't even give
I,
it legs. The moment that it starts, it's irrelevant because the thought's always going to try to maintain a reality, but reality is just a thought.
why do our thoughts do this? What's that about?
Irrelevant. That's just another thought.
Uh,
It doesn't matter. Q&A, answers and questions. It's irrelevant. Right.
okay.
Okay. It's quite easy when you it's like if you're an alcoholic, you know what, then you avoid alcohol. If you're a thoughtaholic, then you see that thoughts are irrelevant.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah. Sober up. That's why I say there's
yeah.
just this moment. There's just this moment. There's sobriety here. The moment you go to the past, the future, it's like taking a shot of the past or future. And then you get intoxicated with more thoughts.
You do.
Yeah. I'm just
Yeah,
really
you
going
do.
simple, right? Because you know what? It's like I've released so many videos of word salads and talk, 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 but yet it doesn't do anything, right? So then people just keep on seeking. So I'm just going head on,
Mm,
direct, right? So
yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
head chopping. When you don't have a head,
What do
then
you call it?
everything
Head chopping.
head chopping.
Oh,
Yeah.
head
So
chopping. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
when you, it's between mind and no mind.
Um,
Yeah. What's in between mind and no mind? It takes you to this directness right away, right? Where you don't know.
mm,
You look relaxed now, Melinda.
yeah.
Yeah.
Well, um I
Sober
like
at
that
least.
I like that alcoholic
Yeah.
um analogy because
Thoughtholic.
I can relate to that.
Oh,
You
you
know,
can
if
relate to
you're
that. Did you
addicted
go
to
through?
something, you have to avoid it.
Yeah, yeah.
Huh?
Did you have any substance abuse or alcoholism in the past?
Um, well, not clinically, but I know
Not
what it's like
clinically.
to feel that you need something.
Yes, I know
Yeah,
it. Yeah,
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 yeah. And then
yeah.
one day you don't need it. You
That's
can't
right.
have
Yeah,
it anymore. making you
Yeah,
sick or whatever.
exactly.
Yeah.
Thoughts are making you sick.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
they're
yeah,
absolutely destroying my
yeah,
entire life. Yeah, my
yeah,
entire health, my everything. But yeah,
yeah. Me too for quite a while,
because
right? I
yeah,
was in hell with my thoughts, right? For a good solid 2 years, I could not even function anymore. I lost everything, right? So
oh
my thought was,
yeah.
I'm going to get enlightened. I'm going to get enlightened. I'm going to get enlightened, and um,
Oh.
yeah,
Did you? Did
what's
you get
that?
enlightened?
The enlightenment is that there's no enlightenment, just clarity. The enlightenment is seeing that the words are just all made up, including enlightenment.
Yeah,
Yeah. It's
yeah,
not a journey, it's not a path, it's not a destination, right? Because those are just ideas. I laugh a lot. I've never
yeah,
been this happy in the past 7 or 8 years. Um,
yeah.
yeah, there's joy, right? There's artistry, there's
Mm,
authenticity. I can be very blunt too, you know what I'm saying? And direct.
yeah, I
but
know.
but
I mean,
yeah,
I'm not supposed to say I know, but yeah, I have
yeah,
noticed that.
yeah. And then there's just no yeah, the irrelevance of thoughts and the relevance of whatever is direct. It's beautiful, right? So I
So
enjoy
everything, like
dancing. Sorry, go ahead.
every thing that I think of that I can say,
Yeah. Well, there's
you're gonna
practical
tell
things
me.
like, what do you need for like a recipe? That's practical. But any thoughts about, any psychological, suffering
Yes,
thoughts,
yeah,
irrelevant, irrelevant, irrelevant. Yeah.
mm,
Yeah. So my thoughts
yeah.
are
So,
almost like on demand right now. The thoughts don't control me anymore because I'm not addicted to
oh,
them. So when they come in the
well,
peripheral,
how did you give them up then?
just
How
one
did you
day,
get with that?
I had severe anxiety that I hid very well that led me to panic attacks. I stopped seeking, I
Yeah,
stopped listening to radical or any non-duality basically. And I was just I said I can't do this anymore. So I had to I was just focusing on trying to make a living out of DJing. So when I was about to go into that panic attack and anxiety, I just played music for, playing DJ, which I love by the
yeah.
way, right? So and then all of a sudden, maybe I can't really remember because it's a non-event really. Um, all of a sudden I'm like, oh, I can't seem to find Emerson. It's just a thought.
Okay.
So
To me,
without
that
Emerson,
sounds like
so
yeah.
sorry, go ahead.
That sounds just like you were really lucky that you couldn't
No, no,
find
this
it.
is happening to you right now. What are your thoughts?
Keep going back to the
It's
past and all
irrelevant.
my
It's irrelevant. Yeah.
torment.
Irrelevant. It's
I know.
irrelevant.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. And I started seeing all my thoughts as relevant. So I could not find the basis of it, right? So where's Melinda right now?
So,
It's just a thought.
so did you see your thoughts as irrelevant willfully, or did they just sort of naturally seem to be irrelevant on their own?
You know what?
Or were you,
Naturally irrelevant, and then later on willfully, because the
mm,
thoughts do try to come back. You know what I'm saying?
right, right,
Yeah, yeah,
yes.
yeah.
Why is that?
There's no answer to it.
Why do they?
Answering it
No,
will
you don't
just
know.
produce more thoughts. It's irrelevant, is what I'm trying to
Oh,
say.
oh,
Yeah.
oh. Being intellectual doesn't help with this stuff, does it?
Oh, it was my curse because I was intellectualizing everything.
Yeah,
Yeah. I used to read so many books and listen to so many discourse and discussions about non-duality, right? So I considered myself a non-duality scholar at one point, or enlightenment, um, that really led to nothing, to be honest with you.
right. So did
This
you
is
get
very,
depressed after that, or was that
this was just
before?
very direct. So I'm hearing some people to that. There's this, I can't remember his name, but there's this guy that really went directly into his anxiety and that directness. There was just this kind of like what I'm doing right now. This I'm doing exactly what happened to me before. I'm going directly with your seeking and showing that it's irrelevant.
Mm.
exactly what it, because of, I can talk about this over and over and over again. But if you don't feel it, if you don't have it palpable, an experience of some sort, a directness that's in between you and no you, just the
Yeah.
the emptiness of it all, then what's the
Mm.
point of talking about it?
Yeah.
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 Have you gone to any retreats or anything like that in the past?
I have, but not for a long time.
What's that?
Yeah. Not for a long time. I
Oh,
have
not
in
for
the
a long
past.
time.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Well,
Yeah.
have you gone to any one of those in the past though?
Um, yeah, I went to a retreat I was living in England at the time, and I went to
Okay.
a retreat in I can't remember where it was now. It was south of England, might have been Dorset, that sort of that sort of part of the
Okay.
world. Yeah, it was about a week. It
Okay.
was fantastic,
Yeah,
absolutely
yeah.
fantastic.
Yeah.
Yeah. Um, we did silence, and we did some group work, and we did a lot of meditation.
Yeah.
And it was out in the countryside
Oh,
during the
nice.
English
Yeah.
summer. It was gorgeous. Yeah.
Beautiful. Yeah. Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah.
But I haven't done anything like that for a long
And how long
time.
have you been seeking? How many years have you been doing this?
Um, that's a bit hard to answer because I've only been, I suppose, what you call seeking, sort of on and off.
On and off. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, because for a long time I just didn't really think that any teachers would be able to help me
Okay. Yeah.
or would be able to teach me anything.
Yeah. It's not
I
about
don't know
teaching
why.
anything. Yeah. Yeah. You're
That's
right.
just how I felt.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not really even
I
teaching. It's
just
just
want,
it's just taking away what you think you know. In this
yeah,
case, ripping apart knowing, ripping
yes,
apart thoughts.
yeah.
It's just very simple, right? That seems to be the
Mm.
obstacle with you, for example. It's just you think you know, and you think.
Well, I think I have to know. I think if I don't know this, then I'm
Yeah, it has
deficient in
nothing.
some way.
Yeah, it has nothing to do with you. And even deficient is just a thought. It's irrelevant.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's almost going back into that innocence, right? When we both,
Mm.
all of us, basically, when you and I disappear, and it's just basically words coming in and out.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's just very direct.
Yeah.
It's almost like, like once you see it, you don't even know that you're seeing it because there's no knowing behind it.
Mm.
There's just the immediacy. There's just a directness.
Yeah.
And this is where, peace that passeth all understanding.
See,
And it's the
I want
silence.
to say that sounds too good for me. I'm never going to be able to get to that. But
It has
then
nothing to do with you. It has nothing to do with knowing.
I know, then
Yeah.
see, I want to say I know all the time. Then I'm
Yeah.
immediately aware that that is just another thought.
Yeah. Yeah. It's just another thought. Yeah.
The
That's just another
feeling,
thought. Even
the
a passeth
feelings of
all
unworthiness
understanding
are
is
just,
just, yeah, it's just irrelevant,
yeah,
irrelevant, irrelevant. Yeah.
yeah,
You're taking a bit of a shot of your own thought. And you can get intoxicated again, right? So this is the sobriety from all of the thoughts. Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Mm.
Whereabouts are you right now? Which part of the country? Are you
I'm
in
in Perth. I'm in
in
Western
Aust-
Australia.
Oh, you're in Australia. Oh, wow. It must be late there.
Yeah. Yeah, it's about 10 o'clock. It's just started raining.
Okay. I have a
Yeah.
lot of people from Australia actually that's been messaging me.
Have you?
Yeah. A lot from people from Australia, New Zealand
Yeah.
lately. Yeah.
You have people from all over the world, I
I do.
imagine.
Yeah. I do. Yeah. The
Yeah.
next call that I have is in Thailand.
Oh,
Yeah. It's all
so
over the world.
are you doing this all day?
I do. Yeah. I love it.
Don't you get fed up with people who are addicted to their thoughts?
No, that's just a thought. That's what I'm saying. When you're direct, you know what I'm saying? There's no thoughts about people about their thoughts and everything. It's just very direct. I like it when they
Yeah.
come into silence like this, right? It's almost like a sobering up. You're sobering up, basically.
Yeah. Yeah. It
Eh,
feels weird.
yeah, because you're not used to this.
It feels like I haven't got a anchor or something. Like I haven't
Yeah,
got a base.
yeah, that's what it is. There's no center. This is when people say that there's no center. Yeah,
They might float away.
that's just not a thought. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, it's okay to float away, and it's like there's a lightness. Usually, there's a heaviness with thoughts, right? So there's
Yeah.
the weight of knowing is what I usually call it. Right? It's so
Mm.
heavy to think that you know.
Oh, yeah. I guess it would. Guess it is really.
Yeah, it's so great to admit that I know nothing. I have no idea what this is.
Mm. We have a lot of theories about what it might be,
That's just another thought. Yeah.
but I know that. Yeah, that's just
Even
one
the
thing.
feelings gets hijacked by thought, right? So, and then you say whatever feelings that you have, then it gets expressed in thoughts.
Yeah. And then you think it's real.
And then even real is a thought if you look at it,
Mm.
or not real. Yeah.
Yeah, but everything we can express in words, you could
Yeah.
say, well,
And
that's
but all
also a
words are
thought.
made up if you look at it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm.
It's almost just like speechlessness. There's nothing to talk about.
No, no, it's not.
Yeah. It's okay just to bask in silence. It's okay to sober up, right? It's like waking up from a nightmare and you have all of these thoughts. You're like, it's a nightmare. Thoughts are a nightmare.
That's that's how that's how it was. Like it was like this horrible nightmare that I could never wake up from.
Yeah. Here you are. Here it is. Yeah. A weakness. Yeah.
Mm. But what's going to happen when I'm not talking to you?
You're going to the next again, irrelevant. It's funny, right? People fly me to where they are thinking that even if I tell them it's okay, we can just do Zoom, they're like, you know what? You know what? They want to see me in person or whatever. I'm like, it's not some energetic, whatever. We can do it in Zoom. Somehow they fly me again. I don't mind traveling, right? It's nice. And it gives me a bit of a break because I just have one person in one day rather than, 8 or 7. It's okay. And then I go there, and you know what they realize? They're like, oh, I could have done this in Zoom, like I told you so. And then the thought comes like, what happens when you fly out?
Yeah.
And then someone offered me, they're like, do you want to stay here? Do you want to stay in my house? I'm like, no, I can't. Although it's a nice big mansion, you know what I'm saying? Sometimes I'm like, no, no.
Um,
Yeah, it's just a thought. Yeah, it's just sobering up,
yeah.
sobering up. Some people, are so intoxicated, right, that in their thoughts that they get tortured by it.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah. How are you feeling?
Yeah.
You feeling okay?
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I'm feeling nervous, but I know that is also a thought.
It is, yeah.
Like if you're an alcoholic, you can take some kind of drug that stops you drinking.
Yeah.
But
Well,
I don't
so,
think we've got a drug for this, have we?
yeah. It's this moment.
A medicine.
It's this moment is the drug for it. Well, some people, what, they watch the one-on-ones because it takes you back there. If it took you there
Yeah,
already, it will take you back
yeah,
there, right? You know.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Because I was also thinking I don't really need to book a session with Emerson. I can just
You can just watch.
listen to
Yeah,
the
yeah.
one-on-ones again.
Exactly. Yeah. Yeah. Some
But then
people book a second session to put a
yeah,
nail in the coffin, but You don't even need it if you. It's okay. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah, because things will try to come back in the second day, right? But when you see that that is also, it will go away. If it's irrelevant, you just see that it's irrelevant. Then even that
Uh,
big wave of the mind trying to fight back, right, is also irrelevant. That's
uh,
also it, basically. Yeah.
well,
But you can just watch the one-on-ones as well.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I just don't know how to remember that all those thoughts are irrelevant because
I'll
they
send you a
get in
recording.
and they're
Yeah.
sneaky. Huh?
Yeah. I'll send you a recording, of course.
Okay.
You can watch your own one-on-one over the.
Yeah.
But a big
Uh,
difference though from when you first signed up. Were you anxious?
well, because it's quite late here,
Oh yeah.
I'd normally be dozing off by now
Okay,
or
okay. Yeah.
having a glass of Baileys or
Yeah.
something.
Yeah.
So which I haven't had tonight. um, so I was yeah, I might have been getting a little bit anxious, I guess. Yeah, I was
Mm-hmm.
looking forward to talking to you.
Oh, good,
I was
good. Yeah.
wondering what background you were going to have. I like
Oh,
that one.
this one is nice. Yeah.
Yeah, it's nice. Yeah, yeah,
So you live in Perth
uh,
now?
yes,
Okay.
yeah. I'm from Perth. I just went to England because I thought it would be more fun, and it
Okay.
was.
It
But
was, yeah.
it was, yeah, for
And how
sure.
long were you in England for?
I was there for about 20 years,
Oh, wow.
and then I know,
Do you
and
miss it?
then do I miss it? I miss the kind of talking over the fence and going to the pub, which is right across the road from where you live. I miss that kind of thing, like the
Yeah, yeah.
intimacy of it.
Yeah.
Because Perth isn't like that. Perth is all big and spread out, and you don't
Yeah,
really know
yeah.
your neighbors. And
I live in a suburb now,
um,
right? But before I lived in a city where
yeah,
I could just go across the street and meet a few friends, right? So it was very, but at the same time, there's also this embracing of the introvertedness of this character. So it suits me well to be here as well, right? Because I
yeah,
remember before it was so different because I was a spiritual teacher. So I was always in public and I needed like
mm.
sometimes a week just to cocoon and do nothing.
Oh, to kind of recharge.
Yeah. But now for some odd reason, the one-on-ones, because it's just one person, I have a lot of energy, right? So
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah, I know what you mean.
yeah.
I'm like that too.
You
Yeah,
like that too? Yeah.
yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But somehow, you know what? I
Um,
did I did a 5-day event. I don't really do it often. Maybe like a big event once a year, not like, I don't want people to keep on going back and forth to a retreat. Because it defeats the purpose of me speaking if I'm just going to get you hooked to come to my retreats over and over and over again, right?
yeah.
Because what I'm trying to express is that, you know what, this is the end of seeking. This is
Mm.
sobriety. So why would I be giving you shots of thoughts over and over again?
Yeah, I didn't know. I didn't quite understand what you meant because I've heard you say this is sobriety. I've heard you say it a few times.
Yeah,
Oh, what does he mean by that? I
yeah.
couldn't quite understand it, but now I
You
now
get
I
it,
do.
right? Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I get it. Yeah,
Yeah. It's so good to have
the thoughts.
clarity, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I might. I may. Am I allowed to book another session? I
Of
would like.
course. Yeah. Yeah.
I
Of
might.
course. Yeah.
I
Some
might
people,
like to because
some people do 2, some people 3.
yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Mm,
I would recommend you book like right away, like a Thursday, if you're going to book one, so that we just bulldozer all of those thoughts coming, right? So it's fresh. Because they'll try to come back. People.
they're trying to come back even while you're
I know,
talking
I
to
know,
me
I know.
about them all
Because
being irrelevant.
you've been doing this for how many, like a couple of decades probably of just seeking, thinking, all that kind of stuff, right? Or, you know,
Yeah.
yeah.
Oh, yeah. Way
So this
longer.
is
Yeah.
so this is like your first time that you're sober for decades, right? So, you know what I'm saying? So it might
Mm.
relapse might come right away, but as soon as it comes back, you know what? We'll we'll bulldozer it again, on in a couple of days, right? So
Well, it's like, as I said before, it's like a train, and
yeah.
it doesn't. It
It's like
doesn't
you're looking
stop.
for something, you're looking for a destination, but you're already here. every moment you're sober already.
Yeah.
This moment,
Yeah.
when you
Yeah.
take to a train, it looks like, oh, you know what? There's something better than this, and you get intoxicated with the next again. Yeah,
Yeah. Or there's something that demands my attention. There's
that's
something
right.
that
Yeah,
needs
yeah,
me to
yeah.
take care
It's
of it or do something about it.
it's okay to get caught up once in a while, you know what I'm saying, but not like the whole time, right? Because I know that that's painful. Sometimes, you know, you can get caught up talking to your friend about, you know, sports or music or something that you love, right? And then you're engaged in a thought
Yeah.
back, and you can talk about your story about your childhood or whatever, or that kind of stuff,
Yeah.
right? It's okay when you're talking to a friend, but when you're alone, it's kind of
Mm.
like drinking alone.
Oh yeah, it is.
It's like
And at all hours of the day and night.
that's and then you're miserable, right? Then you're stuck, you know, in that, and then you don't even know that it's almost like a thoughtaholic, like an alcoholic, basically, right? And
Yeah.
you
Yeah.
don't even, yeah, and then you think,
Got no
you think you're
idea.
right.
Absolutely right.
It's so
And these
humbling to
thoughts
be
of it,
sober
it is.
because the intoxication of knowing my intellect, it's all hogwash, basically.
Um,
Because
mm,
you're just holding a position, you're just holding a knowing, you're just holding on to something. Um, what if something that you're holding on to is just words? It's just thoughts, it's just ideas.
mm.
Yeah, I used to
And
have a
I've already
lot of
got the
guilt and shame about the past and how I
yes.
put a lot of, you know, people down, and I cried for it for 2 years straight. I would go to bed and I would, you know, quietly sob, and I'm like such a horrible person because I've let a lot of people down, that kind of thing, you know.
Yeah.
Um and
Yeah.
and then all of a sudden, you know what I'm saying? It's in the current moment, in the directness of this, there's actually a very kind, compassionate character, just like you, Melinda, right? There's
Mm,
actually a very authentic character because I'm not caught up with any agendas in my mind. It's almost like the reset button or the factory setting is actually very direct and very honest.
mm.
And in that honesty, there's kindness, there's compassion. The thoughts will make you think otherwise, you know what I'm saying? But if it's irrelevant, it's irrelevant, it's irrelevant. Or you can't even say it. There's this
Yeah.
blankness, right? So
Yeah.
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 It's like being a little kid, you know, like a little kid is kind, they're compassionate automatically, right? I don't know if you see little babies and, you know, and they're just quite toddlers, right? They're quite, and then even if you have a tantrum, you know what? That's also
Yeah.
kid. That's cool, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they get over it quickly and then they're back to,
Yeah.
then they completely forget about it.
Yeah. I was actually worried when I was not getting angry anymore. And when I got angry, you know, for a few seconds, I was like, yes.
Yeah, because if you don't get angry, you might assume that you're repressing something.
Yeah. 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 I was just like, I'm like, it's not coming up anymore. But you know what? Because what I do is
Mm,
just talk to people every day, right? So I'm a bit of
mm,
a hermit. You know, talk to
yeah,
people, stay at home. Once in a while, I go out with people to eat, right? So,
yeah,
um,
yeah,
yeah, and I go see my mom downstairs. You know, it's just very simple, really, really simple living. I
mm,
walk with my dog for a few hours, right? So
yeah,
very simple, and somehow this character is content. I can't believe it. I'm like, what the hell happened? Right? Because before always looking for the next, I'm like, okay, maybe I need to self-improve, or, you know, I need to be enlightened,
yeah,
you know, and, you know, it's always going to the thought that there's something missing, something missing. But
mm,
when you're
yeah,
smack in the directness, I don't see anything
yeah,
missing.
yeah.
Yeah. And it's nice just to luxuriate in nothing.
Uh, do you think it's easier for people that don't have children to,
That's just a thought. It doesn't matter. In the story, this we can go to story. In the story,
yeah,
Not really. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? It
Well,
I've talked to
because
so many different people now. I was just
yeah,
like, I've been doing this for 3 years. So if I talk to at least one person, almost 3 years, one person a day, that's almost like 1,000. But I talk to more than
wow,
one person a day. So I've talked to so many people now. And then I
yeah,
looked at my recordings. I'm like, oh yeah, yeah, yeah. I have over 1,000 recordings
wow,
now.
yeah.
Yeah. And you know what? Every one of them is a different story. So to think that this will be better for children, no children, is just irrelevant. What's between
No,
children and no children?
what I mean is in the story, right?
In the story, not even in the story, it's also irrelevant, right? So, right?
Isn't it?
Yeah.
No.
Maybe for a speaker, it's better without any children. But that's just another story. It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Yeah. Before
Yeah, I
you
mean, I
go
think
into
that
any landing, so the mind is trying to land so that it becomes real again. But when you don't give it
right.
any landing, then there's just this quietness. The
Yeah.
question will try to create an answer, post an answer, right? So that you go to the next.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well, it's wanting to go back to the the treadmill,
that's right. Yeah,
um, because there's still this idea that if I get back on the treadmill, then a solution can be found.
exactly.
You
Yeah,
know,
it will
a
put. It will.
resolution.
Yeah, it will try
Yeah.
to oppose whether it's going to happen to you or not, which is irrelevant. It has nothing to do with you, with your thoughts.
Yeah.
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 So when you go there,
Yeah.
it's what's between, children and no children, right? You
Mm,
can't answer it. It just doesn't matter because the character will try to post an opposite, better or worse, right?
mm,
This or that.
yeah.
Yeah.
Mm.
Well, it's good just to be sober.
So what do you do when you're starting to get intoxicated again?
What do I do?
How do you stop it? Yeah, how do you
I,
stop
I
it?
don't get intoxicated with it anymore, to be honest with you, right? So, you know, it's just automatic now. Like, there's just not even much thoughts really, or even no thoughts at some point, right? So, but again, I don't compare, right? Because
Yeah.
yeah, you're trying to go to the next skin. What do you do, right?
Yeah, because like it's the way like this
I laugh
mind just
about it.
wants certainty and
I
a
know, but
strategy.
that's about knowing again, right? Knowing is just another intoxicant. It's a spell. Yeah. I need to know is a
Yeah,
spell, right? It's kind of like
yeah,
it's a drug basically.
yeah,
it's like
and
a,
wanting to foolproof the future so that
exactly. Yeah.
things don't things don't
Exactly.
that you don't want to happen, like
Yeah.
protecting the future from.
Yeah. If you don't think about the future, then there's no future. Then there's only this moment.
Yeah,
And this moment is brilliant. You know what I'm saying? It's enough. This moment is enough.
yeah. Have you watched that uh Netflix show called Chaos?
Oh, I
It's about the
haven't. I
Greek
haven't.
gods.
I haven't. It's with
Mm.
Jeffrey Goldblum, right? Or
Yeah,
yeah, yeah. I like him.
yeah.
He's funny, I think.
Oh
Yeah, I'll
yeah.
watch it with his Zeus, I guess, or something.
He plays Zeus.
Yeah.
Yeah,
What
yeah.
did I watch? I watched this horror show called The Deliverance last night
Is it
with
scary?
Glenn Close, and some of parts of it is funny. I don't know. The dialogue is kind of funny. I was laughing in some parts of it. It's supposed to be scary, but some parts of it made me laugh. I don't know why. Um, It's a bit over the top, right? There's just
Was it an old one?
no, it's brand new. It's Glenn Close,
Oh, it's new.
and
Oh,
she plays the grandma, and she's quite good in it, good in it. Yeah. See, I like watch. I love the freedom because before I was not able to watch any of these shows because I was a
mm.
spiritual teacher, and I thought it would lower my vibration to watch any of
Yeah,
this. So when I see a horror movie now, I'm like, I'm gonna
that's
watch
funny.
it, or
Yeah.
something really shallow even. I don't mind, right? So uh it's just really funny. Yeah. That I used to at one point I would even cover my TV because it was this vibration, you know what I'm saying? Like I thought it was the devil, the evil television.
You were trying to stay pure.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I ate nothing
Mm.
but pure food and organic, so anything that but somehow I got sick, you know what I'm saying? And um but now as horrible the shows that I watch and sometimes the amount of sugar that I eat, when I see a box of baked goods, somehow you know what, I've felt the healthiest.
It's a state of mind.
It is.
Yeah. It's been fantastic talking to you. Um, I might, yeah, I might book another session with you.
Yeah, 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 for sure.
Yeah.
I'll see you in a
I'm gonna
couple
go
of
and watch,
days. Yeah.
I'm gonna go and watch a bit of chaos now.
Yeah, good, good.
See
I'll
what
stop the
Zeus is up to.
recording.